What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Mr.Totem here once again. I'm gonna give you a little breakdown of some past work that I did, and this one particularly is in the car world, but I kind of added a little bit of graffiti funk to it. This wall was done for my homeboy Alan's RWB Shingen build, and this wall I did in his spot. He had his own little personal RWB / tuner car, little warehouse, mini warehouse that he actually had all of his cars in. And he was about to embark on his first RWB build. Now, for those who are not car people, they have no idea what RWB is. RWB is Rauwelt Begriff, basically a Japanese car tuner that modifies Porsches. And his modifications are mostly wide bodies with arrows such as chin spoilers, rear wings, and these big mega flares and really deep wide wheels. All the other stuff that he does to the car too is very performance based, which he does all his cars to be used in this idler games that he does back in Japan. Akira Nakai. His name is Akira Nakai. He's the one who produces the RWB kits, and he's the one who installs them. So he goes to all these places and he does them himself. And this was Alan, my buddy Alan's first build. So this happened roughly about 5 years ago or so. Alan came to me, and through mutual friends, he's like, yo man, I would like for you to do some graffiti behind my build. It's kind of a big deal how these guys take these builds, because it's almost like such a niche market in the car community, plus the Porsche crowd. Porsche guys don't really like to do these type of like deep modifications. They don't do it like that. They don't cut into the car. And that's actually how Nakai garnered such a huge following the world over, because I mean, it's pretty wild what he does. You know what I'm saying? It's actually super wild. And you know, whether like it or hate it, it's something that the world has paid a lot of attention to and has garnered respect. I, for one, like him. I like how the RWB styling looks. It's kind of right up my alley when it comes to the way I build cars. And it also kind of falls into the same category to me as what I believe self-expression should be, especially via any kind of art form, whether it be car building or sculpture, etc. You've heard me say this before on the channel. But me, myself, I'm not necessarily a Porsche guy. And, you know, I think it's pretty cool to kind of see what they can do with it, what he does with it. And, you know, my homeboy, his car, especially being the first, it was very important for him. And when I saw that the Japanese connection, being that my family's Japanese, he and I really kind of got together at a bit of a meeting of minds in a way. I told him that my wife's family is literally from Yamanashi, which is home of Takeda Shingen, which is the shogun of that part of Japan where he came out of, in the old days known as Kai. And he was called the Tiger of Kai. He was a really famous character in many respects. He's the one where everyone has seen. He's the samurai with the big white furry helmet with the dragon in the front, the tiger in the front rather, and you know, he's a very polarizing looking samurai, because his whole armor was red, and he had the white fur off of it, and the horns coming off of his helmet, and the battle fan that he kept at his side at all times. He was a really ill character. So, Takeda Shingen is a hero from where my wife's family is from, okay? And when I got to talking to Nakai about it, I think it gave him, well, I know it gave him the inspiration for the name of Shingen. So he named the car Shingen. He normally names all the cars that he does the RW builds on, and that name literally came from our conversation. Crispy Media, when he was filming this particular segment of the build, he captured me in the time of when I did it and the execution of it, and I thought that was wonderful that he did that. And I basically was just giving my take on what I was doing. So I did essentially just a light sketch of how I would want Akira's positioning on the wall and his iconic, kind of hunched over, smoking a cigarette type of juxtaposition. And then I did RWB with my letters, and then I did the Shingen Porsche to the side of it with a Korean flag, because my boy Alan is Korean, with a Korean flag coming off the side and the Japanese on the other side. And essentially, it was basically a meeting of 3 different styles, essentially, like the modified Porsche world, the graffiti world, and the tuner culture that lives in the RWB name. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny to see myself in the video, because honestly, I'm a bit older now, and I'm a little bit more bushy-tailed and fresh-faced. And ever since then, Alan has, with Christian Kojin, has built the RWB Museum here in Atlanta, America RWB Museum, and he's done, I think, like 3 or 4 more since. And we've been there for those, and we love all those kind of things, stuff like that. I still haven't came around to getting into RWBs myself or owning one, because boy, I got more than enough cars myself. I think the art side is what I really want to reflect on when I think about what that wall was, and what it meant to me at that time amongst my friends. And a big shout out to my homeboy Alan. And Alan Yang, he really is a very, very solid fella that loves cars, but really loves the culture of it, and bringing the RWB thing together on this. It was really his mastermind to holler at me and invite me to do this. And again, in the video, I said it was kind of interesting that Akira Nakai dissed my...
Graffiti writer, I kind of think it's dope that Nakai dissed me on my own piece, so I think that's fresh.
We call that dissing in graph, in the sense of when someone goes over you or writes on top of you. It wasn't necessarily a diss, but I took it as a diss in a good way, in the sense of, like, he signed on top of my work, just like he signed the hood of Shingen. And I thought that was pretty cool, because it's really like a collabo at that point, you know what I'm saying? And also with Crispy's video, it was very, very finely shot. I felt like that, in a sense, was a kind of a collabo too, whether it be with Crispy and RWB and Mr.Totem's graffiti on there. And I just like to take the time to reflect on it. I thought it was pretty cool. These little snapshots of my life as I've gotten older. I think it's really fun to kind of like look back and see these things. 'Cause I've done so many things, man. I've done so many things, and I've garnered so many friends along the way, gathered so many friends along the way. I've had the opportunity to make connections with some of the best in the world of many things. I think honestly it's because I love my craft so much, just like Nakai loves his craft so much, and you know, I feel like I'm very blessed to have had these cool moments that have happened to me, whether they be just all-out graph moments and cool little, you know, fun tidbits of odd things that have happened in my life, or something like this where a very large audience has seen it, and it lives on in these videos now on YouTube and so on and so forth, and I get to kind of look back and reminisce with you. Well, that's it for the story for today. Hopefully you like what you saw. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do a few more of these, and, you know, check me out later.
Alan is the homeboy. You know, he saw my work and ended up coming here. He didn't point me in any one direction. He just asked me to do what I felt was a good way to express the RWB style. I just kind of went off the dome. You know, I didn't sketch none really, but I sketched the boss, but that's about it. I don't really like to do portraits, but I can do them. You know, I was just like, well, looks like them, thank God. Because the worst thing is you do somebody and it don't look like them. I feel like it's a collaboration between two masters of what we do. I painted him for a reason. I respect him, you know what I'm saying? And him signing my stuff is like kind of like another respect. Plus, as a graffiti writer, I kind of think it's dope that Nakai dissed me on my own piece, so I think that's fresh. Alan, congratulations, my friend. This is like your firstborn, you know what I'm saying? You get to roll and stroll the streets in a beauty as wide and slick as that is, with the mastery of that man right there. I salute that.